He looked truly like a cartoon character.
Hey, he was scared of the kids. You can't go to the supermarket, man.
This whole thing was, I don't know. I mean, the crowd maybe liked it, but that shit, if I was a judge, I would have got up and went to the bathroom. We saw Rubiel qualifying for the Olympia. He's going to the O.
Yes.
He's going to the O.
That's
and,
so good,
just to clear one thing up. This is for I saw a comment where people say, why does Nick have to, why you feel bad for Nick? Rubiel is not beating Nick. That's not what I tried to say, guys. What I meant by saying I feel bad for Nick, because Nick is the freak. And I think Rubiel will take that freak away from Nick and will be the freak. I'm not saying he's going to beat Nick. Guys, please. You understand when I say something, sometimes I always have to literally explain what I just said.
Yeah. I even ask you, okay, explain yourself. I know what you're thinking, but okay, on that note, now let's analyze this. Imagine Rubiel peeled to the bone, same level of conditioning as Nick Walker, and get a few posing tips to create the illusion of a smaller waist and wider shoulders and lats.
At least I know what the problem is with him.
Yeah, but would he have a chance?
Chris knows, but Chris probably never wanted to say something.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Chris don't want to keep it real sometimes.
No, I don't need to pull someone's skirt up sometime when I don't need the judges looking at what I see or what I know. Okay,
then I'm gonna ask you first, Chris. Why do you think he's not getting in shape? In shape, like real shape.
Shape, real shape. You just gotta be more true to the diet. More true to.
Oh, okay. See, here we go.
I told him backstage, I said, the thing with you, brother, if you can just diet year round, you're going to fix most of your problems. You being in shape is always going to give you
people. He can't even diet when he's dieting for a show. This dude is eating even when he's dieting. That's the reason. They were all in Italy. Remember, the Berus was there?
I know. Well, Steve said that.
He was eating pasta.
He said that, yeah.
Well, you're in fucking Italy. What are you gonna eat?
He eat pasta. This is because everything comes too easy for him. When he tightens that shit up, bro, he can be real good.
So,
and I never
lost. Everybody can do it. It's not for everybody.
But I never said, okay, forget him. I always thought that I seen something in him that made me be like, no, he can do it. He can do it. You just gotta be here mentally.
But with his shape, this is just like Nick. He needs to be super peeled in order to move in. It's going to be hard for him because if he reminds me just like Rami, man. Rami was always big and had these crazy body parts, but never really nailed it to be even in the mix for top 5 or top 6. But as soon as he got in shape, boom, he was right up in there.
Well, he's doing a Portugal, right?
Yeah. I think it's a good move for him to understand how his body responds in between.
Yes.
And I just thought it was just so new for him that I think it was a little shocking for him, the feeling of, I did a show, I gave it all I had, I've been in the desert all these weeks, and now I'm going to do another show 5 weeks. I think it was just probably just a little bit too much mentally at that time and period of his career. But you saw him close up. You know that this guy can be dangerous and in great shape. He has striated glutes. He has.
I said this from the beginning, especially after I saw him in person, because to all listeners, guys, he looks crazy on video. He is 25% more fucking impressive when you see him in person.
At least.
Every time.
And one more time, I'm going to say this one more time for everybody to understand. I feel bad for Nick because that freak, he's going to take that title away from everybody because there's nobody even close to a freakier size than Rubiel, and he will be the absolute crowd favorite at the Olympia.
And those calves.
That's those calves made everybody. They turned around for back lat spread or back double. His
Okay.
calves were the size of some of the guys' squads.
Let me tell you what else I saw that I didn't really realize before.
He wasn't dancing.
What?
But he wasn't dancing. You saw that too.
No, thank God. You seen that other fool that was dancing like on the stage? You know, Jesus Christ. We'll talk about that. But Rubiel, first, we all know crazy calves, but those calves, okay, they're also sharp, not just big. But then upstairs, hamstrings. He has all those ropes. In the moments when he moves and you can see it, there's all three, you know, those semi-membranosis, tendinosis, but everything is there. If he poses, Chris, you're doing a posing with him. If he sticks that leg a little bit back and really just like pops the hamstring, that's going to be crazy. Then you say he has a striated glutes, okay?
Yeah.
And when he moves the elbows back, you can see striated lats.
Lats, yeah.
So now what you have, striations everywhere, okay? And then he has to open up. He just has to push that waist in and make it as small as possible. And from the front, kind of angle himself, you know, to create that illusion. He still have, because of Nexzilla and stupid big traps, and he drops the shoulders, he has to push the shoulders 2 inches on each side and keep him on this all day long. Abs are flat, deep, and stomach is flat.
And flat.
Yeah. So he has he can be a dark horse. If somebody really polishes him completely, how can you ignore it? I mean, even you, Dennis, said he's bigger freak than the biggest freak.
Yeah.
So
here's a couple of things that I don't like. I don't like when he puts his leg up, like Chris probably told him to do, because his legs are too fucking big to do.
Brother, who's Chris? Chris who?
You.
Chris, you.
Brother, you know I'm not an advocate of that. They started that.
Oh, I thought
Coup days. No. He had, when I got there, it was not a lot of time before the show, so I didn't try to intervene too much because he was working with this guy from UK, right?
Oh.
He was doing a few things that I do not condone for his body and his.
Okay, I thought it was your idea.
No. I would do better than that. And also he has short arms, so you don't want to make the notion of you got these arms. That's not your strength. You got to play to all your strength. Your strength is here, even in your side chest. You can't go down into the side chest. You got to open up to make this body big, and you can't do a crucifixion pose. You can't start with that. That's not the way.
Another thing that I like, his leg separation. He needs
not overdo that, but it's getting better.
It's getting better, but it's still not better.
And I've seen close up when he's training it, he has the feathering in the quads.
But I'm not talking about the feathering. You can have no separation and you can still have striations. But but imagine if he gets some deep separation, his legs will look even bigger.
It's coming.
Yeah. Chris, you were saying in last year prep for Dubai that he was only doing 150 grams of carbs like weeks out, and he looked full.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the mistake came is probably tried to do a little bit too much carbing, and that body right there, you don't need it like all of that. You know, you don't need it all.
You should, exactly.
I think some of that became to haunt, towards the end. But I saw him in better condition than what he showed on the stage, and I'm never going to leave, feel like I don't have confidence in what he can do. I think the sky's the limit for him. You just got to lock in mentally on the diet, lock in on the training, lock in on the cardio. Those things right there, it's going to make him a rich man one day.
Well, listen, if I was him, I'd be guest posing every week. I'll be in the fucking supermarkets posing.
Yeah.
He looked truly like a cartoon character.
Hey, he was scared of the kids. You can't go to the supermarket, man.
So if he can improve the back also, even more so, all that's going to come in.
But his back is not bad. I don't think his back is
bad. Not bad, but just make it crazy. Crazy.
Yeah.
For me,
in the back. And I was crazy.
If I was in his corner right now, I would tell him for the Olympia, do that show next week. then back out and just work on your condition from now all the way to the Olympia. Just drop 15, 20 pounds if you have to. It doesn't fucking matter.
Well, this show this week is exactly that tryout. Starve him to death.
Yeah. And watch him at night.
Don't give him nothing to eat, God.
I mean, I'm serious.
He's probably sitting there eating pasta right now.
No, I feel like he tasted some blood on the stage, and now I think he's gonna get even hungrier for everything. You know, working on that visa, get his ass over here to America. Let's get some real work.
They're still working on the same visa for years now.
Well, he did the one in Spain, so he's got the one for Spain, but now they're working on.
Yeah. That means he has Schengen visa. He can go to any European show.
I know, but Chris, you told me you guys were working on a U.S. visa years ago.
Yeah, but I stepped out of it. And
hey, Dennis, he can come to your show. He has a visa.
They do have a
he can get a visa. He can come to Germany and compete. Get another.
He has a Schengen visa, right? Because he went to Spain.
Yeah. He can go to Germany.
Italy, yeah.
Go to Italy, he can go to Germany. He can go anywhere in the Schengen. But
don't you think it's a good idea for him to freak out Germans?
Freak out Germans.
Crazy. Yeah.
That's the one thing.
I mean, it's a Marcus rule country. They will love that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't even care what pose of music he would drop off. I would play the Godzilla song coming walking on stage.
He should play Godzilla song.
He did that for Prague. They had the one from the movie soundtrack. It was
Scream first.
And I would keep doing it. You don't have to.
Hey, Chris, I use that one for the Iron Man.
What's that?
I use that music for
you
Iron
did?
Man 99.
Okay.
I like it.
Coming for the title.
Yeah. Almost.
I'm like, all business.
So what was going on with that dude? Was that a pro or was that an amateur that showed
pro?
Up?
It was a pro.
That was a pro?
That was a pro.
That dude had to be on something, man. That dude he was left over from the party the night before.
But some of the moves wasn't good moves. I was like, wait a minute.
This whole thing was, I don't know. I mean, the crowd maybe liked it, but that shit, if I was a judge, I would have got up and went to the bathroom.
No. I would shut the music immediately and have him being escorted. This is the fucking IBB bodybuilding.
You can't cut the music on.
You can. You know, come on. Hey, listen, so say, he's expressing himself. It's his routine, it's his choice. Listen, routines are not, dancing. It's a bodybuilding routine. Okay, what are you gonna pull next? Like Shakespeare, some fucking play? Like the other guy that did the Toro, like a bull, shit. As entertaining as it is for kids, not for a bodybuilding show. This is presentation round that you're supposed to present your physique to your biggest strengths. Choreographed into routine, but choreography doesn't mean dancing. It's meaning showing the poses correctly. This had zero pose, showing the big old guts, skinny legs when he's moving, no arms. And a couple of ladies there. Oh, they love it. They think it's so entertaining.
You had to be on some good shit, that's for sure.
No, but where do you draw the line? So if I like simulate like some sex moves on the stage, that's my performance.
But Milos, couldn't you tell he had that routine down to the end?
Oh, listen, he was smooth. You gotta give it to him. I could never dance like this in my life if I tried for fucking 5 years. I could not pull that off.
Chris would probably challenge him.
Yeah, he would.
A little bit.
That's what Chris used to look like when I saw him in the club.
Hey, that's what he did in Amsterdam. That's what he did in Amsterdam with those two ladies.
I didn't know. I said, did he even hit a pose?
Yeah, in the beginning. In the beginning and the end, yes.
I thought it was an amateur part, and maybe that wasn't amateur.
But even the side chest wasn't right. His mind was just straight on the dancing.
Nothing was right. that was so fucking wrong. It should be cut out immediately.
He was left over from the night before. He had to be left over from somewhere.
Damn.
He was still rolling. He said, I'm going to roll right into the show.
No, but on a serious note, okay, when do you draw the line? Performance. What do you mean by performance?
Well, listen, I guess everybody who was in the judging bell was caught off guard. Nobody knew that was coming. So what are you going to do? You're going to tell them, don't do that again. That's it.
You know how you have that mute button in our show? That should be the mute button on the stage, man.
Can you imagine the crowd? If they would have muted him? No, that wouldn't be good. No, they had to listen.
That would have been bad.
Make your routine, and you can do what you want to do. If they don't want to see that again, they will probably pull them to the side and say, "Hey, man, next time, hit a couple of shots in between the moves." These are good.
Would you have said something at your show, then?
At my show, if the crowd loves it, I ain't saying shit.
Yeah.
But if you want to be judged, you want to be,
I'll tell you what I would do.
He was probably in the last call out anyways.
I would record flushing the toilet, and I would change the music for flushing toilet. I'm serious. I think they would get the point. Take this shit out of this fucking IFBB Pro stage. Yeah, hit me all you want. That's the truth.
I would tell him, man, if you want to be judged, but you're not getting judged. And if he wasn't the last call out, he had nothing to lose. So let me entertain the crowd. I bet you they talk about it. Listen, it's all over the internet. The fool everywhere. I should bring him on the podcast.
I put him on my Instagram.
You posted it, yeah.
Yeah. I probably have like a fucking 1,000 comments on that.
And what did you say?
I mean, this is disgrace. This should never place happen at the IFBB Pro show. I mean, I'm serious.
Who was it though? Was it the Italian?
I don't know.
I don't know. It was only 2 Italians in the show, I think.
I forgot. I mean, yeah. I didn't really want to learn who that is because it was disturbing.
You just gave him more exposure, Milos.
Yes, okay. Listen.
Talk him down when you give him the exposure.
And I'm sure I'm getting some shit from the audience giving me a shit. Like, who am I to decide?
Say, Milos, stop. You posted him. You liked it too.
Yep. You were laughing or something. You would have some enjoyment.
Yeah.
Okay, what was your first reaction, Dennis? What was your first reaction?
First reaction is that must have been an amateur in an amateur show.
I thought about Dennis the first time I saw it.
About me?
Yeah. I said, Dennis going to have something to say about this. Like this. I said, he's going to have something to say about this for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Hey, Dennis can break dance.
But you never
pose with
saw me dance like this on stage. No fucking That's way too exhausting.
Yeah.
He was jumping and turning and twisting. He had that shit down, though.
He did this one?
Hey.
What? Like this way.
Yeah, he was doing all that shit.
Oh, shit.
You know what? I have to ask Melvin what he thinks.
Melvin's going to tell you he can't dance.
You already know what he's going to say.
What up, fellas?
Oh, there
you go.
What's going
on, gangster Chris?
Hey, what up, man?
Yeah, criticizing.
You're doing so much traveling, brother. Are you really going to all these shows?
Who?
You.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
Yeah. Dang. Man, you're rich.
It bites me in the ass sometimes. Don't worry.
Milos, what's going on?
We were discussing about this guy that was dancing on the IFBB Pro stage. I don't know if you've seen.
Doing the Mexican dance.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was Spanish.
Well, yeah, what do they call it? Something like that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So, what do you think of it?
I mean, was that all of the video? Did he do any posing?
No.
That was all he did.
At the beginning, he did 1 or 2, and then he went into that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, even though it's nighttime and it's up to your created, I think he should be placed down for it because I didn't see him do a pose. I just.
But if they don't
judge it.
If they don't count the round anyway.
They mark it down. Because he was rolling. rolling.
So Dennis, are you saying that they don't count their all anyway? So why does it matter?
Oh, the opposing round is not even judged.
Oh, well, you know, I mean, did we find out from the score?
The score is only prejudging and finals. There's no, you know how it used to be several rounds, muscularity round, posing round, and then the pose down round. It was 4 rounds.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, well, if that's the case, then it's up to your creative mind frame. So, you know, I mean, I would never do something like that, you know. I mean, maybe a little hit there or something for the crowd, but you know, that's how you used to do your, you know.
I would roll a couple of waves through the body, but that's
it. Milos, obviously you don't
why
like
didn't
it
you
at
do the
all.
windmill?
I hate it. I don't like it. I hate it.
Dennis, why didn't you do the windmill? Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you?
I was probably 170 pounds when I was doing that shit. I would have windmilled my ass right off that stage.
Okay, hold on. Dennis, you didn't watch final show in Dubai, did you, Flex?
No.
Okay. So the only guys that watched it was me and Chris. Chris, what did you notice in finals?
There's no routines.
Thank you. Okay. So now let's focus on this one.
What me mean like no routines?
But no routines.
It was like that the year before though, Dennis.
Yeah. Okay, but year before I was told that
I know.
DJ guy fell off the fucking tree.
Stage.
I don't know where from.
There was no posing routine at all.
There was no posing routine at all. Zero. And you know what? It did not bother me whatsoever. Because we didn't have those fools doing the dancing routines and the boring fucking, you know, go left, right.
Yeah, but you know what? Listen, Milos. So what was we all come from the era of posing. It was an art to us. That I think that's you know, it's like we all have our gifts, but at the end of the night, we're supposed to be able to heighten and show off our gifts and kind of part our weakness in an art form. I think that's a major step back for them to take away posing. That just don't make no sense.
100%. But Flex, on that note.
Let's back up. Hold on. So you said last year they had no routines, and the reason was the DJ fell off
Yes, because listen, Dennis, I was given the music from Behruz. Okay. Because those guys didn't speak good English, and I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna make sure that they play blah. And then they told me, no, the guy got hurt, and they're just not going to play it. They're going to play generic music.
Yeah, generic.
What was the reason this time?
This time there was nothing.
No reason.
Chris was there. So
no reason. No reason.
No one questioned why we don't do posing routines?
No.
Come on.
Okay. But Flex.
Every single athlete that flew to Dubai had a posing routine. So there got to be you got to get to a point where you can't turn in your music and they tell you why.
Yeah, I don't know. We should ask somebody.
First, you just don't know and don't want to say it.
They didn't. No one told me. All I know is I know Rubiel had a routine he wanted to do and the music he wanted to do it, but
he did the last year, good one.
No, it was no routine last year, brother.
You know what I'm talking about. Shaking ass.
So wait. Let me just ask a question. So last year, the DJ fell off the stage, so they just played generic music and people posted that. This year, they did the same, or just none at all?
Zero.
They did the same. They just did. They came out for just to show the for the comparisons, and then they just went right into the show, and then.
What show? What show? If there's no routines, what show did they go into?
Different categories.
So
with the show.
Literally just came out for the confirmation round.
Yeah.
And into the awards.
And then to the awards.
Yeah.
Zero.
They did a pose down. That was it.
This must be the first bodybuilding show in IFBB professional bodybuilding
history
where there's no posing routines.
Okay, so let's rewind it. Flex, you said what you said, and you make perfect sense. This is essence of bodybuilding. You want to present your physique, your artistic routine, showing your strengths, and all that stuff is taken away. By taking a judging from opposing round, it was already disaster. And that is something that maybe when Lee Haney said you have to reset on many different levels, reset in opposing round, force them to entertain the crowd that a crowd would love it with bodybuilding posing routines, not with a stupid dance and whatever.
Yeah. And also it lets, I remember for us, you know, like we didn't see our competitors from across seas. So it let us know what type of mind frame did they have? Were they hardcore or whatever? I mean, I grew up posing. I grew up that was the best part of the show for me, of just going out there and just trying to cause an emotion from the crowd. I know all of us studied and worked on our posing routine. I know they started kind of saying, hey, we don't judge this. And then I guess they finally took it out. But why don't you judge it? At one point, it was judged because remember, it used to be a best poser.
You were a maverick, though, Flex?
Huh?
You were a maverick back in the day?
What do you mean?
You had fishnet underwear on.
Oh, gosh, man. Hey, man. Hey, listen. Hey, that was back in AAU. I didn't know, man. I was a Prince fan. I was a Prince fan. How do you even remember that?
I've never seen that one.
Man, it ain't on video, dog. It ain't on videos, no photos.
Yeah, fishnet balls on.
Listen, I literally crawled on the floor to a Prince song. I was crawling like he was.
Where did you get that underwear from? Did you went?
My sister went to a male strip place and bought me the posing trunks. See that? We didn't know, dog. We're Fresno, California, homie.
Hey, have you seen my zebra Speedos that I competed 10 times in Serbia? Because that's the only Speedos that I had. Zebra. Fucking, yeah. I won the Serbian championships with it.
The zebra. Wow.
And posed with Papa Don't Preach.
Papa Don't Preach.
Papa Don't Preach.
Oh, man.
So we all had our times.
All seriousness, I think being careful with the heads of B, but I think they should rethink that. I mean, these people pay a lot of money, to come, and for these athletes to not be entertaining. I mean, I remember great athletes before me saying they don't even come anymore because the posing is just garbage. Just guy just walking across the stage, trying to get the crowd to pose for him. I think that's a huge mistake. And that's coming from somebody who that was the best part of it. Training was hell, dieting was hell, the freaking posing rounds were hell. Only thing was fun was posing and the pose down. That was it for me. I lived for it.
Since you just mentioned in all seriousness, I mean, we can't forget that right now, everybody's praying for King Ronnie, who's in the fighting for his life. And also a shout out to Fuad, who is still in the hospital, who is on his way of getting better.
Yeah, brother.
We all heard the news about Ronnie. There's not much detail out there, but let's hope for Ronnie that he pulls through, because from what I hear, it said it doesn't look too good, but nobody really says what the exact issue is. I mean, I heard some things, but we can speculate. It's hard that when you put out a post and tell people don't speculate, then what do you think people are going to do? They're going to speculate. That's just what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean,
does anybody?
I got a message that it was some type of blood infection.
Yeah, they posted that. Yeah, that was. But I heard a little different things. Even if it's a blood infection, that shit's serious too, depending on how far it is and if it goes to the heart.
That's what I had when I went into that situation. Yeah, it was trying to take over my body. It was a terrible situation. That infection alone.
Yeah, Chris, I had the same 2 blood infections. They're scary. That's scary. Yeah. Regardless, my man is not that young anymore. You know what I mean? He's been through so much. That's just. Sometimes life isn't fair.
Yeah, and unfortunately, 13-year-old daughter with him in Milwaukee.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she had to see all this and see her dad getting picked up and rushed to the hospital. And I think she was staying with the promoter until the wife flew out from Texas and picked her up. And let's just hope he's going to be okay. I mean, if anybody can fight it, it's Ronnie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough though, brother. It's tough.
And the thing about it is, the more battles we have, the more worn you are, man. I'm just being honest. I think
until we hear him actually speak, he's got to understand it's probably super serious,
Yeah, and maybe it's time for because maybe it's time for Ronnie just to slow down, man.
Yep, a little bit.
But when
as much as Ronnie, and this is going to take you. I feel it traveling to Germany and going here.
Oh man,
the jet lag alone is
yeah. And he texted me and told me that he's gone 3 weeks out of the month every month.
And it's just you get to a point where your body can't do it no more, man. I mean, I literally hate it every time I have to pack my suitcase for another trip. It doesn't matter if it's a 2-day trip, 1 week. It doesn't matter. I'm done.
Yeah, even when Dexter said something like that, he didn't really want to hear that from Dexter. I know he wants to work, and I know he feels like he needs to keep grinding. He kind of snapped at Dexter about that, needing to slow down stuff.
No, but this is coming from a good place right now, Ronnie. Slow down, man. He's not like you have to be there. Take care of the family, be home with the family, get some rest because that goes a long way. Traveling, being on a plane, different time zones, airports, stress, even though people take care of you, in the wheelchair and all this, it's still your body is going through all them time zones and it's just not good for you, man.
Some people can lay down a sword, some people can't lay down a sword.
You too, Chris. You too.
Oh yeah.
Slow it down. Trust me, it's going to hit you. And next thing you know, you're in the hospital in a country where you don't even know the language.
Oh yeah.
That's the word.
It's not easy, man. It is not easy.
I know.
But that's why I just said. That's why I just said, Chris, I'm shocked that you travel that much. I can't handle it, man. I mean, wow. These 9 and 7 hour flights, these 12-hour flights. My brain before, back in the days, I'd pop the H-bomb. Remember H-bomb? I'd pop a Halcyon and wake up in a whole different country. I'm good, man. But now they don't have that no more. And my sleeping pills don't work that well, so I'll wake up like 4 hours and just staring.
It is like H-bomb.
What's the H-bomb? I don't even know what that is.
Oh, Halcyon. Milos, you remember Halcyon?
No. Halcyon. Okay.
Yeah. We just used to call him H-bomb.
It's sleeping pill.
Yeah.
I switched from that to Zolpidem. Zolpidem is great.
Yeah, I take Zolpidem now. It don't work well.
You know what I take when I travel, and it works easy for me, perfectly fine. Xanax.
Really?
But Xanax.
I take 0.5 milligram of Xanax, and I'm sleeping like a baby.
Yeah, really? but fucks you up next day a little bit.
No.
If you wake up too soon.
Huh?
Yeah.
I think if you wake up too soon, it can make you feel a little weird.
Yeah.
I thought Xanax is for people with fucking anxiety. They
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's not even a sleeping pill, but I go right to sleep.
I've tried it a few times before show. It didn't do anything. I was still
show.
Man, I was just you guys don't understand.
Oh, you mean to go to sleep?
No, just like the day before, just to try to relax. Man, I was a nutcase. I was my worst enemy. I'd sit there and say the worst things to myself, man. I was seriously, yeah, I won't even tell you guys. They still might come and get a white jacket for me right now if they heard.
Hey, question for you guys. Can anxiety be something that you develop with age?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I never realized what anxiety or panic attacks is. But did I tell you guys that I fucking went to the ER twice?
For an anxiety attack?
I didn't know. I thought I had a heart attack. I didn't know.
Yeah, you feel like you're dying. You feel like you're dying, man.
Yeah.
Let me explain this real quick. And I just, why not get it out there? Shit. Just if something happens to me, y'all know. I mentioned it. So I'm laying there in bed and I wake up and I hear my heart pumping like boom, 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 boom. Heart palpitations. I was like, what the fuck? My heart all in my throat.
Yeah.
So I'm like, God damn it, I'm dying, man. I can't believe this shit's over with. I'm like this, it's like 6 a.m. I'm like, I said, I'm not dying in my bed. I said, let me go to the hospital. I drove myself to the hospital, emergency room. I was like,
yourself.
That I'm having a heart attack. But my shit was boom, boom, boom. And not even in a rhythm. It wasn't fucking playing the bongos. My blood pressure sky high at that moment. They checked in, they hooked me up to the damn EKG and all this, do blood work, because they check for an enzyme in your heart that will tell you
a heart attack.
And they say nothing. I said, what the fuck you mean nothing? I feel it still. It's still, you have anxiety. It's heart palpitation. It happens. We all have them. I said, I never had them before. I said, yes, you do. You just don't feel them all the time. I said, okay. I said, I'm good to go. So 30 minutes later, I'm back. I'm going back home. 2 years later, I go to the same hospital with the same thing. That was last year before the Olympia. I go back. I said, I'm dying. I called my son-in-law. I said, take me to the hospital. So I'm waiting for him to come here. I'm like, I'm not dying in my house. I open the garage. I'm walking the street. I'm walking towards.
I'm not dying in my house.
I'm dying in the street. I said, I want everybody to see me dying.
Did you change the underwear?
I went to the same hospital, same thing. Just said, no, nothing.
It's scary, bro. I get them all the time. You know,
I never had that. And now I feel it sometimes when I'm sitting and I'm watching TV and I'm just telling myself, nah, you better not come on now. And I'm
you feel it, right? You feel it coming on, right? You feel it coming on, right?
I'm not going to the hospital no more, but it's just I have it for a couple of days, several times a day. Then I don't have it for like a month or two. And it's just, it doesn't bother me no more. I say, fuck it. But I just wanted to know if anybody knows if this is normal.
I had them really bad when I was in the hospital.
Huh?
I had them really bad when I was in the hospital. And then when I got out of the hospital, mine would be like, I would always immediately like start my breathing would be out of rhythm, and I'd try to calm my breathing down and I couldn't. Then I like immediately get hot and I'd be drenched with sweat. And it's almost like a light dimming like that. And I'd be like, oh my God, fight. And I would always have to either look out at something bigger than me. Like if I was in a room, I would have to get out of that room and try to look. If I could look out a window, or if I could walk outside and look, that would help me calm me down. But yeah, you feel like you're dying, man. You do. I had one on the airplane one time. And they ended up calling a doctor, and a doctor came over and was talking to me about it. He goes, no, you have an anxiety attack. I'm like, let me ask you a real question. Yeah, I go, can you die from an anxiety attack? He's like, no. I'm like, are you sure?
That's what they told me too. You have anxiety.
He's like, no. And I was like, that gave me some relief, because I'm like, okay, So you heard the same thing, that you can't die from one?
Yeah, they told me, yeah, this is normal. I said, I said,
it ain't normal.
I told him, I said, Doc, my heart's still pounding. He said, yeah, boom. And just now because I was still on the machine, just now you had another one. I said, that's normal. He said, I got it too.
Just now you had another one.
The doctor told me, I said, I have it too. It's just once you get to a point where you talk yourself into it, and you focus on make sure you feel it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I know there's probably a lot of people that have the same issue. You know, I don't give a fuck no more.
Even with the claustrophobia.
I'm going on vacation tomorrow.
Oh, claustrophobic. God, hell, you got that. My God, boy.
I have it too.
You have it too?
Back of the car.
Big time.
But for you, I would understand it, Milos, because the way you stress sometimes, I mean, you have to have heart palpitations. There's no other way. I can see it on you, Milos.
just have Bob Chikrillo here. I'm gonna. Speaking of that, and listen. We digress from the perfect subject, the flex. I must say, I was at Olympia before you guys. So my first Olympia was 91. I promise you. I was watching every posing routine of every guy from the side. I was competitive backstage. I went to the side and I was watching Vince Taylor, robotic routine, Lee Haney, Lila Brada, Francis Benfado. I mean, we wanted to watch what everybody's going to present it.
Yeah, we all did backstage. Yeah. We all would watch the other competitor that we knew was a good poser. We all did. Or if it was on a Teletron behind us, we'd all sit there and watch.
Sean Ray and everything. I mean, this is why I want to say it, mine as well. First, taking a symmetry round got us where we are. They don't appreciate the aesthetics and symmetry and proportion, balance, and all that stuff. Taking the posing round, they're taking art out of the bodybuilding and expression of us in the art of posing as a bodybuilder. Now you can do anything. If math is not being graded in a school, would you learn math? Who the fuck cares? I'm not going to get the grade. So if I'm not going to be judged on posing, why would I do it? That's why this fool said, might as well I'm going to dance. Shit. What's going to be next?
Let's get deep into this just for 1 second. Why would you really take out the symmetry round? It was a definition of bodybuilding before. Why? Was it because there wasn't a lot of symmetrical guys, or is it because symmetrical guys were winning?
It's explained.
I think.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
They explained it's blended in, and they're still considering and judging. Okay, but when did you hear Tyler Mannion giving a grade for front relax, side relax, back relax, other side? Just mandatory poses are being counted on. So the taking symmetry round exactly moved us in direction of less aesthetic, less symmetrical, pose like you're supposed to, feet together, hands by your side, not motorcycle riding the horse and stupid shit like this, right? This is what we had, and that was by the rules.
Yeah.
Okay. So my point that I was headbutting with the Bob Chikrillo. At that time, I talked to Peter McGough, and Peter was saying, "This is suicide." I said, "I know it's suicide." And we tried to contact Bob and talk to him about it. He says, "Like, oh, we never talked." I said, "Taking this is taking essence of bodybuilding. Two most important things: symmetry, aesthetic, proportions, balance, and presentation." We fall in love in bodybuilding because of Arnold poses and Frank Zane and Sergio Oliva. Muhammad Maccabi, like you said, you would put extra effort into this posing routine because you're going to interact with the audience and there's going to be that connection and you're going to bring the house down. Which guy in the last 10 years brought the house down posing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, think deep. Yeah.
Think deep.
Good luck.
Chris, what were you going to say?
Shit, I forgot now.
Oh man,
old man.
No, but the thing is though, with the symmetry, there was a lot of physiques. Flex would be in first place a lot of times after the symmetry round, and then I just feel like the physiques were a certain way around that time, symmetrically, but then it started to change after they took out the symmetry round. They started to not really care about we need this look as far as like the waist to shoulder differential. Just like they start changing, and then your bigger body start to come, stomach start to relax, the whole look start to change. That's what I thought.
Remember, it was mandatory that feet were together.
Yep.
Remember that?
Yeah.
you literally had to put your feet together and bring your arms down. They would tell you, bring your arms down.
It's like a structure pose.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, since we're at that point, I'd like to say you too can unlock your full potential with the cutting edge lineup from high-tech pharmaceuticals. All you have to do is just follow them on IG and Facebook. Visit High-Tech Pharma for a deep dive into their science-backed formulas that will power your performance, strength, and also bring you some of the best results.
Dennis, you answer the question. Why do you think they took away the symmetry round?
I don't know.
Why do you think?
Just coming in around that time.
I think they took. Why did they take away the symmetry round? Because I don't know. Because like Milo said, that they are merging it into the first round. Which is basically symmetry and muscularity.
They're gonna say the best man wins.
That's why flex they do when they come out. They do it a front relax. They do a front double. They do a quarter turn. Then they do another quarter turn. They do a back double. And they do another quarter turn and another quarter turn to the front. That's basically the symmetry round and muscularity round in one.
But wasn't it before symmetry round, muscularity round,
yes, 4 rounds.
Posing round, and then pose down?
Yes, 4 rounds.
Okay.
And remember, we used to think that listen, this guy is stronger in this round. I can edge him out on this round. And there was always a balance.
Yeah, the symmetry round sometimes took 30, 40 minutes.
Rightfully so.
Before you even hit the first pose.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you see Chris, Flex, and Ronnie in the middle doing a symmetry quarter turns.
Only 3 guys. So
3 guys. Who doesn't want to see that, man?
And you remember Ronnie back in line, Sean taking and
remember for a while they used to do it where like you'd had to go to one side of the stage, then go all the way to the other side.
Yeah. The Olympia sometimes.
Yeah, and then Judge so-and-so wants to see you again. Could you come over here?
Hey, but that walk is eternity. You just you're like, oh my God.
Chris,
let's not downplay this one. Dennis, what you're saying, they still have that quarter turn. They only have it in this introductory first group, second group, third group. And they do those quarter turns, front double, side relax, side chest, back relax, back double, side relax, and then to the front. They only do it with the groups, first group, second group. Third. When they go the first call out, they go straight into the mandatories.
Yes.
Okay? So there is not enough time and examples that they can compare these 3 guys, these 4 guys in a symmetry round.
Are you saying that Steve wouldn't be able to?
No. Steve is the guy that I trust with my life as far as seriously, he can see all that stuff, but he has to play by the rules. He still doesn't score a symmetry round, and it will be different. We agree that somebody can beat the symmetry round, the guy that is better in muscularity. Then how do you score when you have 2 score sheets?
I get what you're saying. Well, we've beaten the dead horse for how many times?
Yeah, but hold on. You know why do we beat the dead horse?
What are you going to say, Dennis?
Because we don't bury the horse. Once you put him on the ground.
Yeah, we're not going to do this on this podcast because it's not happening.
Yeah, but they're listening. I mean, they're listening. We are not the enemies. We are old-timers, shit. We love sport, and we see the mistake. Lee Haney pointed out on the reset. I'm going to double down on that.
Are you for it? Are you for putting it back together?
Hell yes.
Yeah.
So why don't you talk to Tyler, and why don't you petition or ask if this can be reinstated?
Well, okay, here is officially I'm asking, so he doesn't need to hear it directly from me. I'm officially asking, and I think there is a majority of us that would agree with it. The symmetry round and opposing round bring back the beauty of the sport.
So when you say the majority of us, what do you mean? All the athletes would be for
I think. What do you think?
I don't think so.
You don't think so because you're the promoter, so you think
No, not because I'm promoter. I don't care.
So you don't want to see the symmetry round being enforced. You don't want to see people putting a good posing routines because they're going to be scored.
Okay, let me ask you something. When was it?
I ask you.
When was it canceled? Since when do we have symmetry?
I don't know, but whatever the brilliant
goddamn
20 years ago
came up
20
with
years.
Shit.
So 20 years. Now we start to talk about it. 20 years ago, it was stopped. So it doesn't really matter no more.
Honestly, I didn't know that they took it out 20 years ago. I mean, I guess I've been a little bit busy with other stuff, but I never knew.
No.
Until like maybe 5 years ago.
It's been like this forever that there's no symmetry round. This is, I would say 2005, 2006 maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly something like that. But Dennis, I asked you a question you avoided. So you don't want to see it.
I really don't care, to be honest. I really don't care if they do a symmetry round or not, because the way they do it right now, I'm okay with it.
You're okay with it because you're politically correct.
That's my honest opinion. What do you want me to say?
No, okay. If this is honest opinion. So you don't want to see feet together, hands by your side, all the guys being judged for the beauty of the physique, shape, aesthetics, balance, proportions,
structure. I would absolutely like to see that too, but if they don't do it, I'm not going to.
But because you don't want to tell them, you know what, maybe it would be a good idea to put them in that position and judge them for it. And then at the finals.
I just don't think I'm in any position to tell the federation what to do.
We're not telling them, listen, I'm just speaking loudly. And, maybe my voice is zero, but, maybe somebody's going to double down, So
I think if you really,
Dennis, why am I saying this? Do you think that I'm saying to enforce something for me?
No.
For the sport and for the athletes, for the beauty, okay? That's what I'm fighting for. Okay, and I don't have a filter, so I don't give a shit. I'm going to say everything I want to say. They might not like it, but that's the truth. We had a better bodybuilding, more beautiful physiques back in the day when everybody was doing symmetry round and want to win that symmetry round by aesthetics and shape of their physiques. And then put the show at finals with a great routine, entertain the crowd, and bring the house down.
I just think it was a greater degree of professionalism because we had to be professionals with our diet. We had to be professionals with our training, but then we also had to be professionals with presenting our diets, being able to stand up there. Remember, I mean, it was frowned upon if you even walked off stage. There was no walking off stage. And, remember back then they would say things like, you're not in good enough condition if you're not able to stand up there and pose over and over and over. It's just, I guess times have changed for everything. For football, I'm sure the old timers say, man, we're allowed to hit hard back then. Now it's a sissy sport and all that. But I just, it's, I guess it's the evolution of the sport. But I just don't like the direction it's going. That's all I got to say.
Okay. Well, one more thing, Flex. Are you for bringing back symmetry and posing round?
Of course.
Okay, Chris, are you?
I'm not against it. I'm more.
No, don't give me that bullshit.
Not against. I'm more for it.
You are such a fucking chicken shit.
Okay, 2 thumbs up.
Okay, there you go. So only Scrooge is a goddamn Dennis.
I said I'm not. I don't care if they put it back together. It's 20
years. You should care, man.
I should have cared 20 years ago.
You care now. It's never too late.
17 years ago until
I cared all these years, but nobody hears me.
Personally, I'm glad that you can say whatever you want because it's your absolute right. And I'm glad you're doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm at a point where it doesn't bother me if they have the symmetry round extra or not. Because the way they do it right now, I can still see who's the better bodybuilder. I don't care if they do the quarter turns by itself.
Yeah, but
I have a good enough eye to see someone's shape when they do that quarter turn in the first group round. I can see someone's symmetry. I don't have to bring them together 10 times and compare over and over to make up my mind.
Okay, so for you and for Steve Weinberger, for a few of us, we can catch this right away. How about the audience? Do they need a little bit more convincing?
Most of the people that are probably watching now didn't even know that there was.
Well, they should. There are a lot of hardcore bodybuilding fans.
It's been 20 years. So just people now, they are 25 years old. They probably don't even know.
It's a different when you glance once.
I understand your enthusiasm.
I don't know.
I love you for this, Milos, but think about the people that watching bodybuilding now. Most of these people don't even know what we look like.
But you know what? You do know what?
Let us show them.
But you know what they do acknowledge too? Our old YouTube videos, how it was different, how it was more professional, how the lighting was better, how it was more entertaining.
I get what Milos is saying, and it's just, I think it's something like this should have happened literally when it was stopped.
Better late than ever.
Nah, I don't know if this is
Flax said it. He doesn't like the direction that this is going.
Who said that?
Lee Haney doesn't like the direction.
You said that.
No, Flax said it.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah. What? And we've been talking about this also forever. All of us, we don't really like the direction it's going.
Okay. But so are we going to do it? If you go in the wrong direction, where are you going to end up?
It's different times. It's different competitors. Hold on one second. Different competitors. It's different physiques. It's just different. It's not the same. This is not the 90s. This is not the early 2000s. It's 2025. And who knows what it looks like in 10 years from now. In 10 years from now, we got fucking nothing but Rubiels on stage. Who knows? It's different, Milos. It's just a different era. It's just like, hey, everything evolves. It's just like fighting. You think some of these fighters from 20 years ago would have the same skills?
You go back, today? Everything has evolved, whether it's good or better, everything has. Look at school.
It doesn't have to be my taste. I preferred, and I said this 1,000 times, but that's why we get called the old grumpy man.
Yeah, but look at school. Remember back in school, we had to write in cursive. Now they don't even teach it anymore.
We prefer the older time. I like the symmetry round. You had to prepare for a symmetry round, because if they would just do it now at the Olympia this year without even mentioning it, all of a sudden the day before they say, listen, at the meeting Wednesday, we're going to do a symmetry round. Most of these guys would be fucking fading after fucking 3 comparisons.
Such a brilliant idea, Dennis. Oh my God.
Can you imagine? They would. By the time they get to the muscularity round, they'll be backstage with the fucking oxygen.
And then they just sleep there. You know what? We are judging the posing round too.
I'm just kidding. Don't find me for this now. I'm old and I know I'm grumpy sometimes, but like this is just there.
Hey guys, listen, I gotta go. Thanks for having me.
Hey Flex,
I love you guys, man. I miss you guys.
All right, take care, brother. Be safe.
Right, later.
Yeah.
Why is your face so fat? Oh, he didn't get that anymore. His face looks full. Is he
listen, I saw him like a couple of weeks, and how I always check the abs and lower back and shit. He's tight as can be, man.
You still rubbing on, man?
I always do. Yeah. It's like professional deformation. Right away, check. Okay.
But Milos, to get
love handles.
I would absolutely be okay with them putting the symmetry round back.
No, you just said you don't give a shit.
Also, okay if they don't put it back. That's why I don't really care. I'm sorry.
You know what? Okay, listen. If you want to make a difference in life and something that's important, you should care enough to make a difference. I want to make a difference. I don't want to just blab.
I want to make a difference in life, and I'm going to make a difference for my family. That's what I want to make a difference.
You don't want to make a difference for bodybuilding? I want to make a difference for bodybuilding. That's my goddamn sport. I love it.
That's why I have this podcast.
Yeah.
I promote shows.
So care enough to do it better.
I am not sitting up there and make decisions on how things are run. That's not me. You know, everybody has to know where his place is. I know where my place is.
I know my place is nowhere, but, I still can speak from the hole. Hello.
That's why we love you.
Yeah.
Tell them what you feel.
Yeah. Chris Cormier. I'm not against it.
Chris, you know how Chris is. He calls himself the real deal, but it's not really
the real deal.
Oh shit!
Really.
I'm still him.
Hey, since we have Chris on, Chris. Now, you did Nathan deserve better than Hold on, yeah. Did Nathan deserve better than fourth? Are you really saying that? For real?
Did I say?
I'm asking you, and I don't know what you said. I'm asking you, did Nathan deserve fourth or should it be higher? Here we go. How am I going to say this?
I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. The show started out, they had Milos' guy here in the middle. They put Fodor on the left of him. They put
on the right of him.
On the right of him. And then they put I forgot who was on the, I think it was William on the other side of him, I think, at the time. They moved people in and out. They had him fighting for like fifth for a long time.
Okay, that's not the question, Chris. Did you think that he deserved better than fourth?
I said it was hard for me to judge it because it was like I was surprised he even got
right there. So I saw you sitting at the table, and I told what's his name?
I went there just to
tell Chris to stay off the fucking phone. Did you know you on camera the whole time?
I didn't know.
I said I texted
up there. It was like a box sitting right there, but it didn't look like a camera.
Milos, on the whole,
and then I went there just to hang out.
I texted. I said, "Tell Chris to stay off his damn phone." You watched half the show. You didn't even see half the show.
I wasn't being on. I wasn't on. I didn't.
But when you were on, I'm talking about when you were on the table. You half the time you're on your phone.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't.
I'm watching the stage and you at the same time.
I wasn't a guy. I wasn't gonna be talking on the microphone yet. I didn't realize they had a camera there the whole time.
No.
I was waiting to talk my turn on the camera.
So, anyways, you were. I mean, you had one of the best seats in the house.
Yeah.
So, and your expert opinion. You're an expert, right?
Sometimes.
But for real now, though, do you think he deserved fourth?
Hey, Chris, can you ever be like straight and just fucking stand for yourself and say what you mean?
I'm saying it right now.
Say it. You're fucking sugarcoating and beating around the bush.
He could have been third. Could have been. He said there for a third.
Really? So you mean, so in other words, all of us, Milos, Chris, Jose, all of us don't know what we're talking about.
What did they say?
Everybody said he deserved fourth, and he could have got. There wouldn't be a big problem if Rubiel would have beat him.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. I think. I mean.
And I like Nathan.
I think like let's say the brother who won, Barus, he didn't have the best side chest in the
clear winner, anyways. Clear winner.
So I was just seeing certain things like
stop it. Clear winner. Barus was the clear winner.
I thought which color could have been second.
Tonio. I felt that way, but I wasn't there.
And he could have. He could have been. There's certain things that in the way the clear muscle separation throughout the back, throughout the lower back, the front.
Steve explained why he had William in second, and he did, because I have thought that I only watched prejudging, and I didn't see Tonio getting the chance to stand next to Barus because that's what I wanted to see. And then I didn't see that that's what they did at the finals. And they even mixed matched them. They had everybody in the center. So he did get a chance to stand next to him at the conference.
Yeah, towards the end.
Steve explained why he had William in second. And, and it's understandable because I'm not there. But you're there. So where would Nathan be able to beat Tonio that day? Or Barus?
Tonio had the most.
I thought he should have won this show. And you didn't say nothing when he said that. You almost agreed with him.
I'm just letting him talk.
No. But don't. Speak up, man.
Like, hey,
but you're giving people false hope or false. That's why he was saying what he was saying, because you probably told him.
Because of me.
I don't know. Maybe you told him backstage you should have won this.
No, I did not. No, I did not. I thought William was big, and I thought he looked better when I thought he was going to look, because that's a perfect way to not do well, is to go from where he went to where he was, at the show in Dubai. And he looked a lot better, but he wasn't as sharp as he ever been. And I think he was basing it off of his condition as far as like how he's seen him sharp before and how he wasn't.
I think William was at his best.
No.
I mean, not William, Nathan.
One of them. I think one of his best, but I'm just saying I could see how he can think that in some of the shots that I saw.
So literally, the problem that I had with this, and I just saw a snippet of the podcast that you had with him, where he said that he's getting fucked by Steve, and you said,
and I told him, I said, I don't think Steve has anything against you.
I'm not saying, yeah, but you still said that, you know, yeah, he should have got higher.
No, I said
I believe that you believe that.
Some of the poses, I believe that he could have seen that.
Well, maybe he won a pose, but
yes, I think he's looking at some of the poses and he's judging from that, and he's judging that William wasn't as tight as he normally is.
I wish that you wouldn't have this relationship with Nathan, so you could really say what you really feel. Because I think you would be totally different. You would tell me a totally different. There's no way that he should have got higher. He got fourth.
But when I spoke with him about the posing, I said you can't stretch your stomach out like that, right, and elongate your physique like that. I said you have to contract down to make your waist shorter. You can't do the front double and have it. That's gonna hurt you with the judging.
That's what he's been doing.
I said, I know. I was telling him on the show that, and he did a couple other poses that was.
Also, did you also tell him, Nathan, you got lucky, you got fourth?
I didn't say that.
You didn't say it like that.
I mean, it's not like it was a bad call, but I don't think
it wasn't. Listen, the whole world agrees that it wasn't a bad call. Actually, when you just got to go through the comments after his rant, which I think was unnecessary, to be honest, because I think
it was just fresh out of the show and not even like he fresh off the plane, and
that's how he is. That's how Nathan is. He does it all the time, right? Probably still there in Dubai when he's putting the first video out. But at the end, if he would have said, "Listen, I think I should have beaten William," I don't think the world would have said a word.
Okay, but Dennis,
if you're going in saying I should have won,
Dennis, you're a competitor. You're not just an analyst. So let's now go back into your backstage competitor mind. Mm-hmm. You, Chris, too, because you guys are going to be familiar with this. Nathan was looking crazy 3 days out and 2 days out, right? And that's what he sees. And now he goes backstage and he doesn't maybe have the same view in whatever posing room that he was, or a mirror. He's looking himself, legs sharp, fucking chest full, all that stuff. So maybe he's thinking, I'm still looking the same thing, same way.
He was looking good backstage.
Well, okay, but it's a different light, but your mind. Then you look at the William. I know William is goddamn dances can be always there, and he's not maybe at his best condition wise, but he's much fuller, So I can beat you would say this fool, I can beat this fool, right?
Yeah.
And then you go on the stage, and right off the stage, couple of kiss-ass people, because let's say everybody likes to give the compliments. Oh, you look great. I think you should win. Why don't you just tell the fucking truth? I tell the truth and put the clown emoji, and then people hate me. I says, no way, no how. Speak what you see. So I don't blame Nathan for believing. But Nathan looked good. And listen, if they gave him some favorable poses, maybe he could squeak in there in the top 3. I'm not saying that would be like he was outclassed, but he could also lose to Foda and to Rubiel. He could be.
If Foda had a little better back.
Yeah.
What about the waist?
Yeah.
Some of the abs in the back. It's got it. Foda. Something's got to change there.
Yeah. So Nathan is going against Rubiel in Portugal, right? And there is no other.
If Nathan nails it, he can beat Rubiel.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nathan won 12 shows, guys.
I mean, he beat him in Dubai. Of course, he can beat him.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, so that's what I think more in line with that.
Steve Judson. Is Steve judging this weekend?
No, it's I think it's Tarek.
Okay.
Tarek's head judge.
So let's just come on, guys. It's not kiss ass of Steve, far from it. But let's acknowledge him. He did judge 1,000 goddamn shows. He knows all of us into the 1 gram or 1 milliliter of extra water. He can glance at you and see it. So Dennis was saying, "Oh well, Tony was not there right next to Becruz. There's one guy in between. He's looking at the 3 guys. You don't think that Steve can see everything he needs to see, even if it's somebody in between?
I still would have liked to see him
more.
He did later. I acknowledged. I just said
more.
I would like to see him next to him. That's all. Like you know how how a head judge puts people next to each other for a reason.
Yeah.
He didn't see Tonio beating William. That's why he was not next to him for prejudging. And at the end, Tonio got third, so at the end he had to compare him.
Yeah.
But in the morning, I would have liked to have seen it right off the bat, like him actually right next close.
Yeah, that's all I asked for. And I'm watching the screen, so I wasn't there. I'm watching fucking.
Yeah. Dennis and I were impressed with Tonio for sure.
I was totally impressed. For me, Tonio was a standout.
And a couple more poses done the right way, he could have even done a little better. But he was holding himself like this in the side chest, still letting the stomach go in the side tricep, Tonio. I talked about it with him personally, so I know he knows about it. So sometimes he'll be in check, sometimes he won't. The back double I thought was way improved on Tonio.
The real lat spread was the best.
Lat spread. And on the panel, he's a little guy. So damn. And then the ab and thigh was just I never seen his abs look like that ever before.
Yeah.
How can someone think that Beruz shouldn't have won the show?
No, that's impossible.
If you're a professional bodybuilder, you know, even, and it's not like this was like walking off stage, because then you can say something like this because you didn't see it. But if you watch it back and you still say it, because if I thought that was a little disrespectful for the champ, to be honest, to think that he should have beat him, and unlike Nathan. And Nathan, he's probably going to win Portugal, and he's probably going to win Germany if he's going to do it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But why would he not go to the Olympia?
Well, I hope he can get to his visa.
He's not going to get judged fairly by Steve. You think everybody else is going to judge him fairly then? Why would he think that? That doesn't make any sense.
Steve is the most fair judge ever.
Yeah, I mean, come on now.
Yeah, Steve said he don't care who wins the shit.
Yeah, of course.
I don't care.
He judges the show. Physically is right there. So come on. And all these fans, politics. Yeah, I would like to see those. What?
Let's hope he calms down and just
focus.
But then again, that's Nathan. He's just he gets pissed and he says something and then later he fucking regrets that he said it. I used to be like this, man. Say shit just because you mean it. And this is really what you want to say right now. And then after it's like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said it.
Yeah, right now.
Hey, how many times do you think I question myself? Oh, why did I say that? God damn.
It felt so good at the moment, though, man.
It feels good. Okay. That's why I say I don't care. I don't have a filter. And later on, when the filter comes on, like, oh shit, well, it passed. Too late.
Let's hope it's all good.
But sometimes it's not the right person first and second. We can say that.
That happens, yeah, but for that's our opinion, you know what I'm saying? Because we like certain bodies different. But sometimes when it's really obvious, come on. That was obvious. I mean, he got fourth. I thought he's fighting for fifth.
I mean, listen,
that was based off the prejudging.
He killed the photo from the back. That was not even close, right? Right?
Yeah.
Dennis.
Yeah, everybody killed photo to the back.
Okay. Well.
No. I'm sorry. The filter didn't work. I apologize. No, Fowler needs to work on his back. I mean, if his back comes up, this dude.
This is phenomenal. He has a structure. Great body. I love his physique.
From the back,
I just had really high hopes for Fota when I first saw him. I was like, oh man, this cat's gonna kill.
Yeah.
Well, second, I thought he's comparing him for first and second.
Yeah.
That's what he did initially.
He
so
did.
Probably that's why he put him there. Because he moved William to his spot. So it's not like he moved anybody. He moved William. God damn.
Yeah, so let's see what happens this weekend. We got the Portugal. What is it? A big man pro?
Yeah.
Big man week or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm off to vacation tomorrow. So the next time I will be doing this at 1:00 in the morning.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Which means Asia.
Yeah. I'll bring my lights and everything.
Are you?
Oh, you can't even see it with that screen filling in the back.
Oh, yeah. Spotlight on you?
What?
You know, it was like spotlight.
Yeah, those sorts of little lights. You put on the laptop. So because I'm doing it's at 1:00 in the morning. So I don't know how much light I have in the hotel. So if it's too dark, I have to put some extra light on there.
All right.
I'm trying to look good, man. Makeup and everything like people suspect me of doing, and fillers and.
I have a proof, Dennis. I have a proof you have a fillers.
Fillers? No. What did they say? A plastic surgery. What I did.
Yeah. Anyway.
But anyways, yeah, guys, listen. Next week, like I said, I'll be doing this from Asia.
All right.
And good talk.
Enjoy your vacation.
Yes, I will. I'm going to get the best food the next 3 weeks. I'm going to be eating nothing but clean food. My stomach's going to be so fine. There'll be no diarrhea, none of that bullshit over here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man, you just cursed yourself.
No. I know. I already know.
All right.
My stomach's going to be perfectly fine. And what else? Do we have anything else?
Photos of some nice houses, man.
Say what?
Send some nice house photos.
Yeah. I'll send some pictures. All right.
Yeah. So what do we have? 18 or 19 qualified for Olympia so far?
So far, I
think 19.
19. It's going to be probably 6-7 more.
Possible. Well, unless Nathan wins, or Rubiel, and then the same with the other show in Germany. If somebody that's already qualified wins, we won't have that many.
There's France, then there is your show, there is another Italy show, there is Tampa, Texas.
Right. Tampa, Texas. So that's 2. And then the other, I don't know if the other Italy show is.
He said he was doing.
It's September, Italy show.
Yeah, September what? Is it past the 14th? I think because mine used to be the last.
For some reason, I want to say 28.
Yeah, and that's for 2026, the qualification.
Hey,
okay. Mine 14th is the last one for this year.
Okay.
Didn't I hear Regan's doing the France show or trying to do the French?
I heard that too.
Yeah, I think so too.
Is he?
I mean, I heard, just I didn't talk to him directly.
Why? Why would you do that though?
Well, maybe Samson had a warm-up show, and I think it was perfect for Samson to test out the waters and see how he looked.
When is France?
A couple of weeks before, I think, the show. I don't know. Now I'm speaking out of my ass. I don't know.
Yeah. Mine is the last qualifier for 2025, which is 4 weeks out.
Okay.
If France is before, then it has to be more than 4 weeks. That's for sure.
Okay.
Maybe 6.
And I think it's different if it's 2 weeks, like Samson did 2 weeks out, right?
Yeah.
Jumped in that show.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe Samson jumps into one of them shows again.
Maybe it's after your show, the French show.
Yeah, then it's for 2026.
I mean, I love that. I love it.
Mr. Milos, it's probably for 2026, and he's trying to get that early qualification.
Who?
Bregan.
That
would make sense for him traveling all the way to France.
Yeah, okay. It makes sense, though.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, guys. You all be safe. God bless. I'll see you all next week.
See you next.
All right.